All right, good to go. Thanks, Kevin. That was awesome. Hey, you were talking about you loving the 20% check. I'll tell you, with the business you're building and the fact that I sponsored you in the business, I'm really loving the 20% check. So I think that, it's looking good and bigger every single week. So that's one of the things I absolutely love about this business is the fact that if you team up with people, you find people, if you'll team up with people and help them become successful in this business, you're rewarded for it. And you know what? You got to do it anyway, because that's what makes your business succeed. That's what creates the success in your business, is your time that you spend with people, training, working, lifting them up, getting them through the tough times, getting them to the belief level they need to get. Because I always say it, people join you in business. They don't join secret, even though they, once they see the comp plan, see the opportunity, we've got the best thing going in the industry without a doubt, but they're going to join you in business. So, that's where your belief comes in. And that's why when you get to 20% and then the generational leadership, where you're building 4 generations of leadership, which is what we train our people to do. And I've taught that for 35 years in the industry. If you sponsor someone, you're going to go 3 levels deep on training and leadership training. And by doing that, you're going to be able to, you're going to have a significant leg that will be here forever. I mean, it'll be here 40 years from now. But you get rewarded for it in this business. And so, how much do you want your people to succeed at the highest level? 20%, 10%, 10%, 10%. So again, even if you're just driven not by helping people, quote, if you're just driven by the idea of, I just want to make a lot of money, well, then you're going to benefit the most and the greatest by helping the most people and going out and building this business. So I'm not sure how I switch this to the next slide. Let me see. I'm looking on here how I do that. I don't see anything. Babe, can you help me? I don't see a place where I can switch to the next slide. Oh, here it is. Never mind. I got it, I think.
Well, that went to the last slide.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. See, Kevin's this great analytical guy. I'm like a techno nerd. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about goals tonight. And one of the reasons why I brought this up, and this is like a 2.5 hour training. So trust me, I'm not going to be on here 2.5 hours for you guys. I'm going to be on here for maybe 30 minutes max. But I want to talk about goal setting, because what I find out is I've traveled literally around the world. I've trained thousands of people, had 80,000 people in my organization when I built my last network company, put in thousands of people in our organization already in this company. And one of the things I find is that very few people are goal setters. Very few people set goals. A lot of people just kind of go by life, I know part of that is because we don't set goals because we can't control them. We don't set goals. When I had a job, what goals could I set on my job? I could go in and do a great job. I could do the best job as a police officer I could, but I knew it didn't make sense for me to set a goal to increase my income $5,000 that year, because it wasn't going to happen. And I think a lot of times when people start even in their own business that have never owned their own business, one of the big struggles is, I don't want to set goals because, first of all, I don't want to fail. I'm afraid to fail. Well, one of the things in goal setting, you have to set specific goals. And what do I mean by that? One of the things you're going to learn in this business, and some of you are on tonight and that are new and you're just checking us out and checking the business out, and I love that. And I really encourage you to stay on, because I'm really going to weave in a lot of what Kevin talked about with the goal setting. But one of the things in specific goals is, in this business, you don't set goals where I'm going to sponsor 5 people this week. You set goals that we control, specific goals. I will show the business. I will put product on 10 people this week, period. Because I can control those goals, right? I know how to make that happen. If I got to make 25 phone calls to get the business in front of 5 people, I will do that. When I first got in the business back in '79, I had a list of 150 names. Sometimes and I would always take Sunday nights, and I would specifically call Sunday nights and book my 5 appointments for the week. Sometimes I'd book double appointments, because that way if somebody canceled on me, I was still in control of my time, in control of my effort. But sometimes I'd have to literally call 25 people to get 5 appointments. Sometimes it was 30 people. Sometimes I could call 5 and get 5 appointments. But I was specific about what I wanted to do. In this business, when you work with us, the training program, the training team, our organization, we're going to get real specific on your goal setting. We're going to talk specifically what you need to do today, what you need to do tomorrow, what you need to do the next day. When you get someone started in the business, what do you need to do to get them started? We're going to be extremely specific on your goals. That's important, because otherwise, how many people do you know that have been in network marketing companies that have never had success? And I think I attribute a lot of that to, some of it is lack of effort, but a lot of it is, where's my plan? What's my specific things I need to do today? And those are the things we're going to give to you. You know, if you say to me, look, I want to make 50,000 a year my first 12 months in the business. That's going to be specific game plans, specific things we're going to do every day, looking at the amount of hours you can spend, and we're going to be productive in those hours. And by productive, I mean we're going to do the things that produce ROI, return on investment. We're not going to spend time doing things that don't make sense. I can teach you that. You'll get that from our videos. You'll get that from our audios. So I can take anybody, and my first question is always, what's your why? Like Kevin talked about that a lot. If you bring the why to me, I'll show you the how. But we're going to get specific. If you tell me, look, I just want to make about $500 a week over the next 5 years, that's a different specific plan. It's going to be a different plan for us. So I'm going to customize my training in working with you. You may be someone I need to be on the phone with every day because you're putting me in front of 3 people a day. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. So is Kevin. So are the leaders here. But we've got to get specific with what it is that we want to, that we're going to do. Next, reachable goals are simple. Okay, they've got to be simple. Now this is a simple business. People make it very difficult. It's a simple business. You know what we do to succeed? It's really simple. We have spa parties. Okay, you invite people to your house. You put product on them. Some of the people become customers. Some of the people become agents. And some of the people say, no thanks, I'm not interested in either one. That's simple. But we make it very complicated. Because you know what the biggest complication becomes when it comes to setting goals that are simple? Okay, we get too wrapped up in information. We want more information. I can sit down with any of you on this call, any one of you on this call, and in 1 hour, I can give you the knowledge to become wealthy in this company and in this business. That's all. 1 hour, right? That's how simple it is. This isn't brain surgery. Somebody just put they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? Somebody just posted on there, is there anybody else that can't hear him? You guys having trouble hearing me? Can somebody let me know? Yes, hear you. Okay, good. We're going. Okay. All right, good. We're good. All right. So we're going to create simple plans. Put mud on somebody. The product is the superstar. The product makes the business work. And that's a huge advantage for us on this business. And you know why? Because how many companies say, drink this energy drink and I promise you're going to feel better. And you drink it and it's kind of like, well, I guess I sort of feel better. And then psychologically they've got you convinced. So eventually you kind of feel better. Or take this shake and drink it for 30 days. Right? Those are things that's tough. That's tough to convince people. Because we have a hard enough time convincing people to get into network marketing, the MLM industry, because there's stigma attached to it only for the uneducated. If people are educated, they understand it. They may say yes or no, but they get it, right? And so we need to make sure that, the products are the superstar. And what a great opportunity we have in this company is that we have products that were developed for this kiosk. Nobody goes to the mall to go to a kiosk. We go to the mall to go to Nordstrom's or to go to, Victoria's Secret or wherever it is you're going. You don't go to the kiosk. If you make eye contact with them, you're dead. They're bringing you over. They're reeling you in, right? Well, once you reel me in, you better keep me there. Otherwise, I'm not going to spend any money. So they created products and spent millions of dollars developing products that can catch you like that they can see results in 10 minutes, results in 15 minutes. So you take that and now introduce it to the industry. Then I can sit down with someone one-on-one. I can put products on them the first 10 minutes I'm sitting with them, and we're done talking about products because they see them work. Now we can talk business. So many other companies, all they talk about is product because they have no business strength behind it. Because it takes so much time to try to figure out, whether these products are going to work or not. Let me read this about the next one. Reachable goals are significant. No one can muster the enthusiasm, hard work, and courage to reach a goal they don't really care about. A reachable goal is one you really, really, really want. It's something that will change your life, enhance your health or wealth, and make you proud. It gets your juices flowing, gets you up in the morning, and keeps you going all day long. Because it's important. Set goals that are worth achieving. Okay, significant goals. None of you on this call, I promise you, none of you will do what it takes to succeed in this business for a new car. None of you will do what it takes to succeed in this business for a new house. You're going to do it for other reasons. And the significant reasons become life change. The significant reasons become, this whole idea of significance of other people's lives, of being able to make a difference in the lives of other people. That's why I got back in the industry. I missed it. I spent 25 years building a business and poured into people's lives and saw them achieve and saw them accomplish and saw them do amazing things with their lives and was able to know that I helped start that. I lit the fire. I fanned the fire along the way. The significance that I felt from being able to help those people, that's something that you can't put a dollar amount on. And so people get in the business for one reason, they stay in for another reason. My motto or my mantra in this business is it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about others. And if that's something you get excited about, I sat down with a guy recently. He had so much money, so much time. He was so wealthy. He lived in a beautiful home. And he said, why would I do something like this? Why would I do something like this? He goes, I'm wealthy. I have a lot of money. I have a beautiful house. I travel the world. And I asked him this question. I said, Jim, let me ask you something. Who was the last person you ever helped in your life have what you have? Have you ever helped one person in your life have what you have? And he stopped and he got really quiet. He said, well, I've got employees. I said, do they have what you have? He goes, no. I said, one person. He goes, you know what? I never have. And I said, then I asked him the magic question, is that important to you? And he thought about it for a minute. He goes, yes, it is. Because see, most of us spend our life trying to be successful. And then when we get to a certain level of success, we decide we want to be significant. So we want to set significant goals. In our business, the significant goals come from the life of other people and seeing them succeed. I love Kevin Bright. I love Tara Bright. I love her 3 boys. I love her new baby that hasn't been born yet. That's a girl. I love that family, right? Just see them accomplish and to see them their life becoming significant. See them spending time with their children. See them hanging out on a lake on the weekend with the owner of this company because of the success that they're having. Knowing without a doubt within a year they'll have a beautiful beach house they've always wanted to have. See, to me, that's what I get fired up about. I've made millions of dollars. And I'm not saying the good thing about people that are wealthy, let me tell you what's good about rich people. They already know it doesn't make you happy. The people that aren't there yet keep thinking, if I could just make more money, I'll be more happy. No, if you change more lives and you get in the process you make money, you'll be incredibly happy. The next one is reachable goals are strategic. I talked about that on the specific. We've got to be strategic. You've got to work this business strategically because most of you have jobs. Most of you have jobs that you're not going to quit to build this business. Can't afford to. Got to pay the bills. Got to pay the house payment. Can't leave your job, so you're going to do it like I did. I worked all night in law enforcement, and I worked during the day in my construction company I owned. But I went to work 20 hours a week in my Amway business, my other business. And so I needed to be strategic. What was I going to do every single day? What were my goals going to be? How many people were I going to see? How many people would I talk to? And we can sit down and give you the plan of strategic goals. But if you just think you're going to get it, if I ask you the question tonight, and you're an agent in this company, and I ask you, how many hours you worked this business last week? And you said, I don't know. You're not strategic. You're not setting strategic goals. You're just kind of flowing through it, hoping by the end of the week you can accomplish something. You got to know how many hours, you know how many hours you're working? Because you have them in your calendar. 2 to 4 on Monday is my secret time, right? Because I got a job. I got all the other, that's my secret time. I work it then. If I add that up, it's 4 hours times 5. I work 20 hours in a week. We've got to be strategic. Most people aren't strategic. Their life's out of control. They don't manage their time well. Their life's disorganized. And you know what I always say? The way you live your day is the way you live your life. So what I love doing as we sponsor new people and bring in new agents. And it's fascinating to me that people, that they go to a job, they punch a time card, and they get done at 5 o'clock and they punch out. And that's their strategy. That's what they do every day. And now I say, no, you're in your own business now. You've got to work for yourself. We've got to figure out your hours. They struggle with that in the beginning. But see, what I love is the training program that we help people go from being employed to being unemployed in a positive note because they have the money to financially be unemployed. Number 5, reachable goals are measurable. You got to measure them. Okay, what does that mean? Reachable goals are measurable. You got to have yardsticks. If I say I'm going to reach this place, if I said to Kevin, I'm going to drive to New Glarus, right, Wisconsin. I'm going to do some meetings for you. I'm going to drive to New Glarus. Okay, I got to know if I've set up my plan, I'm going to drive here the first day 150 miles or 200 miles. I'm going to stay at this hotel. I got to be able to measure the distance. Where have I gone? Because I know where I'm going. The people that get in this business, they'd like financial independence. They'd like to be able to create a 6 or 7 figure income, I'm sure. But even if just say, hey, if I can make $50,000 a year, I can quit my job. I'm excited. Okay, but we got to measure, what do we need to do today? So I always when I train people on goals, we go down and we say, okay, you want to make $50,000 a year. Let's take $50,000 a year. You want to do it in 12 months. Let's back up now. What do we do today to reach that goal? Right? And then how do we know we're on our way? You can tell. In our business, it's easy. What's your volume? How many new people are on your team? How many new prospects did you have on our webinar tonight? Those are measurable goals. Because if we don't accomplish those things and we aren't able to measure those for ourselves, then we're out there just flailing in the wind, just hoping we succeed. And so many people that get into this kind of a business, their biggest struggle is themselves because they can't organize themselves. And that's why goals, to achieve your goals, simple, specific, simple, significant, strategic, measurable. And goals are rational. What does that mean? I'm never going to set goals with someone that they aren't going to accomplish. If someone says to me, Craig, I want to make $100,000 in the next 90 days, I say, that's not going to happen. It's not rational. It's not going to happen. But let's look at what kind of time you can put in. I'm going to look at their ability to talk to people, their ability to communicate, their ability to listen, all the measurable things that it takes for us to be successful in this business. I'm going to look at those and I'm going to be real honest with them about how far we have to go. Because I tell a lot of people get in this business and there's a birth date, there's a start date. The birth date's the day they sign up. I'm fired up, I'm excited, I became a secret agent. Great. Their start date is when they work through a lot of the crud they got to work through. What do other people think? I'm afraid of failure. I don't know how to talk to people. All these kinds of things are things that we need to work through. So if someone's an infant when it comes to talking to people and communicating and all the things that they're going to have to do to succeed, then I'm going to be rational about their goals. We're going to be realistic about where they can be. I always say that there's your stretch goal. There's the one that you don't even think you can hit, but we're going to put it out there as a stretch goal, and then we're going to hit rational goals. And I can look by your work ethic in the last 30 days. If you work with me, I can take your work ethic in the last 30 days and what your action spots are, and I can be really rational about where you're going to be in 90 days. Just by looking at where you've been and what you've been doing. So we've got to be rational in our goals in this business as we move forward. Reachable goals are tangible. Again, it fits right into what I was talking about. What's a tangible, realistic goal? All right. I mean, my goal was to make $100,000 my first 12 months in the business. I did it in 10 months. All right. It was I knew I could do that, right? I don't know why I knew it. I just believed I could. I believe I can make 7 figures my third year in this business, which will be next year, right? But what's tangible and what's the stretch goals is the not conflict, but that works against each other. So again, what decides our tangible goals? Our work ethic. Not what you've done, not what you're doing today. What have you done the last 30 days? What kind of effort have you put in the last 30 days? Because I've never met anybody in this industry that I've worked with thousands of people over the last 35 years that could sit down and show me that they worked so hard the last month that their business should be at this place. Because every time it's not where it should be, I can go back and look at what they did, what amount of action they did, and the amount of effort they put in, and most people are right where they should be. It's just that's the way this business works. If we all got started today in network marketing, okay, we all got started today, right? The next 90 days, the one of us that would have the biggest business, I don't care if it's Craig Holliday who's been in the industry 35 years. I don't care if it's someone who's just never been in network marketing in their life, but they just signed up at the same time I did. Whoever puts the business and the product on people and the business in front of the most people in the next 90 days will have the biggest business. Period. We'll have the biggest business. Right? So that's the simplicity of what we're doing. But when we have goals that we can control, which we can in this business, because see, when I owned a construction company, I remember bidding a house once. Okay, I bid this house. I built custom homes, and I bid this house, and I bid the lumber and labor. By the time I was on the second floor of this house, lumber had almost gone up 100%. Do you realize that at the end of building that house, framing it, concrete, everything, I always did the framing and the concrete, and then I subbed everything else out. By the time I finished that house, I made no money because I had no control over the fact that lumber went up 100%. I was on the phone today with a gentleman. He talked about he had a dream to take a product and take it internationally. He literally moved overseas for, I think he said 6 to 7 years. Overseas, took a product over there, worked on the manufacturing side of this product. And for whatever reason, and I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work for him. Okay? There were certain parts that he had no control over. Let me tell you what I love about our company. I don't have to worry about manufacturing. I don't have to worry about making the products. I don't have to worry about the sealers that go on the top of the product. I don't have to worry about all the inspections that go on the products. You know what I get to do? Build my team. I get to go out and find people with dreams and goals, and I get to go be a part of their life. And all the other stuff that, somebody orders in the back office, it's delivered to their house, right? All the stuff that most people have to do in a business when you're trying to manufacture, you're trying to launch a product. We don't have to do any of that stuff. And you know what? People like Kevin covered it well. Skincare. Oh my gosh. Let me just tell you something. I was never a skincare guy either, but I wanted to own a multi-million-dollar skincare company. So if you're a guy on this tonight and you're hung up on, well, I don't know about skincare, Craig, hold on. Do you want to own a multi-million-dollar skincare company? There's only 3 products since 1929. 3 products that have spiked every year in sales. You know what it is? Cigarettes, alcohol, and skincare. Those are the only 3 products since 29 that have spiked every single year. With the baby boomers, 10,000 turning 65 every single day for the next 19 years. So I look at that. So I'm a businessman. I'm not a product guy. I'm not a skincare guy. I'm a businessman. I got in secret because I saw the business that was already substantial, $1 billion. And now to turn around and to offer that business to me, they didn't ask me to invest money in all their product manufacturing. They didn't ask me to do R&D. They didn't ask me to do anything. They just said, you've got all of what we've got, and we've developed in 10 years and spent our millions of dollars on. It belongs to you. Here's our products. Go build them and build your dream. That's what blows my mind about our company and this opportunity. And if you're out there today, I promise you've probably been approached by different companies. But let me tell you what most companies do. What most companies are doing, they're out there, and what they're doing is they're coming up with a product after they've decided to be a network company, and they're trying to pitch it. And so you've got to spend your time trying to convince the product along with convincing them that this company works or this business works. So here's a company that's does all that for me. I don't pay for my back office. I can go in there 24/7 and see if I make $5 more, it shows up. Right? It's put in my account every single Friday. Boom, like that. Boom, like that. Never missed a check yet. So I don't have to deal with all of what this gentleman had to try to manufacture and go to China, try to build a manufacturing team, make sure the product gets produced. You know what I'm saying? I want to say to this brother, when I sit down with him, brother, just bring your talent and ability with people, and let's sit down and build your future. Let's let them handle all that back stuff. But back to point 8 about written goals. You got to write them down. If you don't write them down, they're not goals. If you don't write them down, they're not goals. We're afraid to write them down because we don't want to fail. All right, let me define failure in goal setting. Failure in goal setting is not missing a goal. Failure in goal setting is when you stop and look in the mirror the day that goal is supposed to be accomplished, and you look and say, I didn't do everything I could do to succeed. That's failure. It's not the fact you didn't hit I've missed a lot of goals, but I promise you that when the day came that goal was supposed to be accomplished and I didn't make it, whether it was a rank advancement, an income level, whatever it was, numbers at a convention, if I didn't make it, I always knew that there was no way in the world I could have done any more to accomplish it. That's success. That's not failing, right? And so we're afraid to write goals down because we just don't want to be disappointed. Oh, I didn't make it. Doesn't matter. You've got to write them down. Because one thing about our mind, if we keep telling our mind we're going to accomplish something and we read it every single day, our mind all of a sudden starts believing it. Our mind believes what you read. Our mind believes what you say. So if I repeat it over and over again, when I got in the business the first time, I said, my 3rd year in this business, I will make $1 million. I said it every single day to myself. Every single day. Right? Every single day I will make $1 million I will make $100,000 a month. Every day I woke up, I said it was my mantra, driving to work, construction, driving my old truck. I'm going to make $1 million, 36 months, 36 months, 36 months. And you know what? My mind believed that. Right? And as we got closer to that 3rd year, if I wasn't close, my mind wouldn't let me rest much because, hey, we got a goal. And we wrote it down, and I read it every single day. And, I had affirmations, goals that we wrote for my children growing up. They had big affirmation boards because the mind will convince the body to do what it needs to do. But you have to write it down. And most people are not good at doing that. And it's something you need to learn and realize how viable it is. Goals need to be shared. Share your goal with people. Say, well, Craig, what if I tell someone I'm going to do something and I don't do it? It's not failure if you did everything you could do, right? I mean, when I got in this, when my son's born or daughter's born, I'm going to be a full-time dad. I promise you. You know what it did? It made me work. It made me do it because I had to see some of those people every single day. And I knew, man, there's no way I could live in that neighborhood and not accomplish because they kept asking me. You know what they asked me all the time? Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Like you had a cold. You over it yet? They're checking on me all the time, right? You know what? I love that. Because if you're a person of integrity, if you open your mouth and tell someone you're going to do something, then you will never not do it. Right? Because you have to, because it's your word. And there's integrity that's involved with that. So share your goals. Share them with your mentor. Share them with the people that believe in you. Share them with those around you. I mean, you don't go out and brag. You want to run with me? And you know what? I never left anybody behind, but a bunch stayed behind because they didn't want to pay the same price. They didn't want to do the things that we did. And then later they come back and they want to borrow money from you and, they want you to pay for their vacations and things like that, which is kind of crazy. But I shared it with them because I wasn't afraid to, because I knew I wouldn't fail. The 10th one, reachable goals are consistent with your values. Got to be consistent with your values. Kevin talked about it. I know Kevin. He's not building this business to drive a Ferrari. He's building his business to coach every little league game from this point on in his children's life. He's there to be a full-time dad. He's there to create a heritage. He's there to pour into those children and to his wife and to build a legacy for his kids. He's there to build something with the values that he believes in, the morals that he believes in, so that when it comes time for college, the kids are ready to go and they're set. They don't have to worry about, how do I take out a student loan? Do you know today in the U.S., the average American pays back their student loan at the age of 65? I'm serious. The student loan, we're talking college, 24 when you graduate, 25. See? But this business, Kevin found, the leaders, the people in the business have found, it's perfect with our core values. My core value, give to others. My core value, the oldest truth of the universe or the earth, it's biblical. Give and you receive. That's consistent with the values. And we're in a business where those values are the ones that drive your business. Those are the ones that attract you to people or attract people to your business. So if you don't Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I just got blonked out. But let me just go to my last slide and wrap it up here, if I can get it. For some reason, it's not working. Anyway, let me just wrap with this. For all of us on this webinar tonight, I just want to encourage you. Again, I know I got a little excited and a little fired up about goal setting, but I just know the people in my life that I've had an opportunity to help, those that'll sit down right now tonight, and after this webinar is over, if you'd sit down and you'd take 30 minutes and you'd ask yourself this question, 5 years ago, think about this. 5 years ago, you said, I'm going to be here 5 years from now. Without a doubt in my mind, I know this is where I'll be. And some of you are sitting there tonight, and you're thinking back on that, and you're saying, you know what? I'm not even close to where I wanted to be. I guess my question to all of us tonight is, where are you going to be in the next 5? If we don't make some changes, that we can live our core values, that we can believe and do the things that we want to do, That we can realize that going to a job every single day, and I'm not putting jobs down, is not what I think we were meant to do. We were meant to achieve at the highest level. Anytime you have a job, you're going to be paid what they think you're worth to keep you there. I'm just challenging some of you tonight to think about owning your own business. Think about getting started in a business that doesn't cost that much. But getting started in a business where you've got people around you that are going to lift you up and believe in you and encourage you and help you become not only the person you want to be, but have the business and the wealth that you've always wanted, that you believed in and you could have. Because think about this, and I'll close with this. Think about this. If you knew you couldn't fail, if tonight you knew without a doubt in the next 6 months you cannot fail, how big would you dream then? Would you pull out all the stops? Would you quit limiting yourself? Would you quit putting lid on the dreams of your life? And would you let it go? Well, I believe that this business and this opportunity working with us as a team is the opportunity that you've been looking for. And I believe it with all my heart. And whether you get in business again with us or not, I want to challenge you. Think about changing. Think about changing your life. Because you know what? Until we change where we're at, we're always going to have the same thing over and over again. So sorry I went a little bit over tonight. You guys got kind of fired up and excited. But thank you. If you've joined us tonight and you're on this thing and you're a prospect and somebody invites you, give them a call. Say, look, I need to know more. You know, I want to know more about this business. If you need a 3-way call with me tomorrow, get the person who invites you. They'll get me on the phone with you. You can ask me any question you want. I'm just going to tell you how it is and tell you the truth about the business and the industry and about this wonderful company called Secret. So God bless you all. Thanks for being on tonight. We'll see you soon.